Hey guys, Elite Legionarii here. Today I'm bringing you a full-on 8-player free-for-all for Rome Total War. 8 players is a very rare game in any level, so I was extremely excited to play an 8-player. So this is requested too by the Macedonian player, who after of course I said I'd possibly upload it, and he's been asking me to upload it, so here it is, man. It's Quintus Varus. Again guys, if you ask specifically, I will aim to do that as you are the viewers, and my job is to please. So I'm in command of the Seleucid Empire, which is my number 2 faction. I have, I believe it is 6 units of silver gold, silver shield pikemen. I think it is 5 or 6, I think it's 5 units of gold attack. And I think it's gold attack, 1 experience and 1 defense archers. I have 2 units of gold cataphracts, 2 units of gold scythe chariots, and 2 units of gold attack and a defense and experience upgrade militia cavalry. I was expecting a traditionalist Egyptian army, but my opponent here, Panda, did not know the rules of CWB. He thought he did, but he didn't, and he's just brought, I think it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think it's 7 units of heavily upgraded chariot archers, so very much a rule break here. But I've got to be careful. I mean, I can't just flat out charge it with my cav, because that would get, they are chariots after all, so we do very much damage. So I'm trying to rush him with my my pikes and blow him to bits where he's clumped up like that with my archers. So let's check the other guy's force out. I might just pause, guys, because the action of course has already started and I don't want to miss going around the field. So Quintus Varus, he came to the battle with 2 units of gold companion cavalry. He has, I think it's 6 units of royal pikemen. I think they're gold, and can't really tell with the Cretan archers. Some of them look to be gold. They look to be gold as well. I didn't realise I had to put that much money into this fight. I didn't think you could get that many Cretan archers and that much infantry and cav with. I guess he sacrificed cav for archers, yeah. So yeah, I think he's got 4 units of gold Cretan archers. So over here we have King of Sparta, who's obviously gone with the Greek city-state. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of non-upgraded Spartan hoplites. Doesn't really matter if they're not upgraded; they're still extremely powerful. Although I wouldn't advise getting them without upgrades. You have at least some. 1, 2, 3. So he's got 5 units of non-upgraded Cretan archers and 6 units of non-upgraded Greek cavalry. All in all, I would not say that was a very good army, simply because it hasn't got many upgrades, and of course it's got the general army bodyguard for his general. So up here is, where is he? Is the Roman player Alcibiades. He was in the last free-for-all I did. He is playing as the Julii, which is my number 1 faction. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 urban cohorts. Sorry guys, I just don't like urban cohorts that much, not in this level of numbers. It looks like 1 Praetorian Cav and 4 units of Archer Auxilia. And 2 more Praetorian Cav are here. I cannot tell the upgrades, guys, but with an army like this, I doubt there's many upgrades. These urbans and Praetorians and Archer Auxilia together are very expensive, so if he's got upgrades, there's probably only 1 or 2 on most of that. So out here, actually, it looks like there's a 4th Praetorian Cav, so I doubt he's got much upgrades at all. But anyway, over here is I don't know why people have to have these horrid names. Traki Ostmouse. This is Dahomag. He's a guy I've played against in other videos, and I'm sure he's having a laugh at me having to try and pronounce his terrible name here. He has 4 units of Carthaginian Sacred Band Cav and Round Shield Cav. He will be packing upgrades. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Sacred Band, and he probably about 5 or 6 Slingers, which are cheap and can be efficient if you get the range. But he'll be packing upgrades, probably gold on his Sacred Band, and I don't know, maybe silver or silver gold, depends on his Cav. Over here is Chubby, who is experimenting with Pontus. He's gone with an interesting army build. He has 3 units of scythe chariots. They look to be packing couple upgrade, could be silver to gold, I can't really tell. He's got 5 units of gold archers and 3 units of gold Cappadocian cav. I mean, I don't think you should go without infantry. Maybe if you're going for absolute skirmish, but I think you could at least have 2 or 3, probably 4 ideally. And down here is Maximus Decimus, so you must have been watching Gladiator or something. He has got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 Praetorian cohorts, urban cohorts, 4 Triarii, and 2 more urban cohorts, 6 urban cohorts, 5 Triarii. Looks like he's got, looks like he's got 1, 2, I think he's got about 4 urban cohorts, 6 Praetorian cohort, I think, or 5 Praetorian cohort, and 5 Triarii. I can understand why can people not go without urban cohorts. It's ridiculous. People just are not willing to try to use any other army but urban cohorts. It's stupid when they use Rome. So anyway, I'm going to get the action going quickly. I'm going to be careful with my side chariots, and they do cause some serious harm to my opponent, but unfortunately they go amok. I mean, side chariots can be extremely useful and very deadly. When I use them, I very, very rarely do I get lucky with them. They always go amok with me, or they always just rout. Purely, I don't know why. Even when I use them good or bad, it just depends. So I do cause a lot of damage here. I'm not really all that bothered. They are an expensive unit, but they are a useful unit. Was a wee bit worried there. I got to get my cataphracts away. He did knock off a couple of my units there, but that's fine. I lost some men there, but he's been trapped at the line, and now I've got him stuck between the line and my pikes. Unfortunately though, my own chariots are causing enough. Look at this, look at this, look at the destruction that just caused. They just ripped like 20 men to bits. It's just running through my own line. This is what I hate when they go amok, and you can't kill them off like elephants. I mean, unfortunately, we could have the driver had a shotgun there and this thing, he could just shoot the horse in the head or something. I'm just going to use my archers to inflict as much damage on him, but now he's truly stuck now, and I mean, he seemed to think that you could have as many chariots, I think like 8 or 9 chariots. They could be missile chariots, and only 2 in CWB. But he's just getting cleaned out by my archers here. There's just no room for them to work, and I'm not giving him room. So even I'm just closing in on him from every side with my pikemen, and I will finish him off completely and utterly. And there's his general.
It is time to press the attack.
As soon as I see them routing, I'll see my cataphracts in to pick up their kills. They're probably quite a worthy kill because chariots are rather good, but a lot of these do get away before my cataphracts can capitalise, which is unfortunate.
True virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
So, that is the end of the Egyptian player. So that's a pretty quick start for me. So, if we check out any other parts of the battlefield, let's see. The Pontic and Brutii fight has been going on, and the Pontic player has to play very carefully here. He has to do a lot of surrounding, like he's doing here, but he has to be careful with his Cappadocian cav. He should be pulling out of this. He's got his enemies very clumped up, so he's going to be getting lots of shots. He should just pull out of it and just do cyclic charges and things like that at times, and just shoot him to bits. He's staying in this way too long, in my opinion. You wouldn't want to stay in this too long. So we shoot up to Homag's fight. It's clear to me that these urban cohorts can't have had too many upgrades, because urban cohorts will beat Sacred Band in a battle. Head up. It's not always easy, but they are better infantry than Sacred Band, so they will beat them head up, which is probably why every Roman player always uses them. They can't seem to go without them. And of course he gets hammer and anviled here. There's the Pontic general dead, and Homag will make short work of a lot of this Roman equipment here. He's got on the flank here with his slingers and getting flank shots. But ordinarily this sort of Roman army would be more powerful than this sort of Carthaginian army. But I don't think the Roman had as many upgrades as Homag. So that's why it appears he's done quite well. even though, I'm not saying that Dahomey's bad or anything, he's certainly good. He's beaten me before, so not that I'm real good or anything, but he has beaten me before. So these two will engage in a missile duel, and it seems abundantly clear to me that King of Sparta is probably a newer player. Basically because newer players seem to think the Spartans are invincible. They just, I don't know, they just do, and they'll just spam like a heap of Spartans. It doesn't really work. Spartans are very powerful, yes, but they are certainly not invincible, and they're quite easily exploited, in my opinion. And you see his Cretians, a lot of them are not in loose formation, so they're getting absolutely decimated by Quintus. Quintilius, it's Quintilius Varus, not Quintus. Quintilius Varus's Cretians are making short work. Plus, another typical thing of a new player is they don't upgrade their troops, get really big unupgraded armies. It's a typical thing you spot with new players. So here he's going to come in with a big huge clumped attack by these Greek cav. This would not really be a major threat ordinarily, but I mean in such huge numbers it could be slightly dangerous, but he does pull out of this, or get away from these raw pikemen, so that does kill Quintilius Varus's cav off, but and a lot of these Greek cavalry do get away. So unusual that the Greeks would have so many cavalry and the Macedonians would have so few if it were a real life thing. So while this is happening, I am roaming my way over to go to take on the victor of this fight, but it will take me some time to get there. So again guys, just like in the last battle, I'd like to point out, fresh, all my infantry are fresh, but my archers are winded. Interesting. Strange. So I'm going to triple speed guys, because this goes on for a bit. Actually no, I won't triple speed, we'll just watch other people's fights. So these cav are trying to get some of his Cretan archers, but they're going to get snagged on these royal pikemen, so they're going to die.
This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle it is beyond belief.
With their upgrades, these royal pikemen should have no bother destroying these Spartans, but otherwise the Spartans are in a much better pike unit than royal pikemen, but because they're lacking upgrades, the royal pikemen will not have much trouble fighting them. So Dahomey has beaten the Julli Roman, who just admitted defeat. So he is the second one to defeat an opponent. Now if we look at this fight, the Pontic player lost all his cav and chariots, but he destroys enemies' cav. I didn't see his cav before, I don't know where that was. He must have had some though. There's a lot of dead Praetorian cav sitting there. But what's happening now is Chubby's just going to be a real pain. I thought that they're having arguments that Maximus Decimus was getting kind of frustrated because all this fire was getting shot on him throughout the whole fight. And I can understand that, it is pretty annoying, but it is a viable tactic too. So Dahomey is going to reorganise himself, and as you can see, his sacred bands are still pretty full on, with at least half their strength left, except perhaps this unit. So that tells me that the Roman player definitely didn't have as much strength, much upgrades in his army, because even cohort again will beat sacred bands. So if we look over here, this fight carries on, and these royal pikemen are beating these Spartans, but like I said before, it's only upgrades really speaking here. Spartans would otherwise beat royal pikemen pretty straight out, unless they're outpositioned or whatever. But they're going to get cleaned out by these royal pikemen pretty quickly. But again, like I said, a lot of players, new players, they believe Spartans are absolutely invincible. I don't know, it's just the culture. Spartans are supposedly invincible because of Thermopylae and all that. Yes, they're tough, certainly very tough, and yes, historically they were very good soldiers and warriors, but Thermopylae itself was a piece of absolute perfect terrain for the Spartan style of warfare.
This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle it is beyond belief.
It really was just out in a flat open field. They'd be much easier to defeat because they'd be outflanked and things. I mean, if say Macedon and Sparta were to go in a head-to-head battle, in real life Macedon would have creamed Sparta, I believe. It had better, longer pikes, so they would have been able to keep the Spartans at bay, and they just outflank them with their companion cav. That would be pretty. I reckon they'd probably get creamed by the Macedonians in real life if they ever fought. But I mean, Spartans had lost a lot of their power by that point. So this one's going to go to Quintilius Varus, but I'm going to arrive in a moment. So I'm going to triple speed, guys. This fight is really long, and because I don't have any editing software, I'm going to have to somehow manage to talk for quite a long time. So guys, I do recommend after my fight with Macedon that you do skip ahead, because it goes on and on for a very long time. So I mean, unless you actually like listening to me waffle on, you probably just want to carry on with what you get into the battle. So Macedon is cleaning out what's left of the Greek cities and organising, but I am right on his heels with my Seleucid army. And if we go otherwise, Diomedes just resting his men, which is a very good idea. So yeah, I mean, this is. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I mean 8 player free-for-alls are pretty damn rare in my opinion, but very fun, a great deal of fun, and it was just well worth the investment of time that you put into them. So I'm now into position to fight them, so I just basically be trying to get better positioning on them, which I have obviously. If I had been the Macedonian player, I would have quickly moved myself up around here and hopefully taken advantage of this rock. If I were in his position, I'd do that, and then I'd use the rock to anchor my flank and force my cataphracts to probably come around this way. But he's decided to go downhill, and that's fine by me. Makes it easier for me. So Archfire is streaming into these Cretians, which are pretty, most of them are out of arrows now anyway. Ordinarily, his royal pikemen would cream my silver shields in battle, but a lot of them are only half strengths, they're tired, and they're at a downhill disadvantage. My silver shields are pretty much totally full. Plus I got archers and cataphracts to support, so this is about the only, this is pretty much the end of Quintilius Varus's force, but he fought well against the Spartan player, or the Greek player rather. So I'm going to move my archers to the flank, but I do get a bit caught up here, which is a bit of a shame. And I get my cataphracts around. He's going to try and use this unit of royal pikemen as a deterrent for my cataphracts. I'll just ignore it and go for a different target that's busily pinned on my forces. So my silver shields are going to get into the battle with them. And as I said, ordinarily royal pikemen would be more than a match for silver shields, but I mean this unit here is actually doing quite well. The cataphracts come in right when it gets stuck into the action.
Now he flees the field like a coward.
So this unit here is getting beaten down as well. Over here he does a slide out flanking manoeuvre, so that's good, but archers are now in his flank, so he will find that a lot harder. And I always try to do that, get into the flank shots. They'll lose me in a lot quicker. And look, just a few shots from my archers actually rout him. And with my cataphract's presence right in the back there, it probably helped as well.
The enemy's hearts are full of fear, and now
so that's Quintilius Varus's forces done. He was the guy who requested I upload this quicker than I otherwise would have. So we're going to you, Quintilius. Nice job against Greece. So I'm just going to mop up some kills, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reposition myself around this side of the rock. But it appears Diomedes wants to go after the Brutii Roman player, who I think has finally rid himself of the frustration. No, he has not rid himself of it. Chubby's now exhausted archers have been picking at him all day. If you look at all these dead Roman corpses, look at them, just everywhere, all over the field. Look over here, just being totally picked to bits by it. And I could in the conversation, whoops, get that back in the corner. Maximus Decimus was just getting really frustrated. But if you look everywhere over this battlefield, there are dead Romans that have been burnt by fire arrows. Personally, I don't know what the fire arrows were about. Maybe he was trying to get a quicker route, but I wouldn't bother. Not against urban cohort, Praetorian cohort. The morale's pretty solid. But constant fire in the back with standard arrows would be pretty effective. So anyway, guys, this is the part where you should probably just shoot on ahead. So here, Dahomey is caught up. I'm reforming myself up over there, as you can see, and him and the Brutii I played, Maximus Decimus, will continue the battle, but it's going to be pretty lopsided or one-sided. So here's some Pila, which thins out them a wee bit. But they're exhausted against these fresh men. They'll probably rout like in a few seconds. There you go. Gone just a few. He's going to try and cut off this unit of urban cohorts that's trying to escape. So I must admit, Dahomey was probably feeling pretty good. Cleaned out quite a lot of urban cohort today, or in this particular fight. So that's the Brutii Roman pretty much cleaned out. It'll just be Dahomey chasing him down, getting some kills. So I mean, he's done very well, getting a lot of very high quality units indeed. So yeah. So anyway, this is the part where you probably most definitely want to skip, guys, because I mean, if I had editing software, I'd edit it, but I don't, and I don't really know what one works, how to work anything. So I just got to basically deal with what I've got. So I mean, I have like Windows Movie Maker, but what it does, it reduces the quality of the videos when I edit it. So I mean, that's no good. I mean, I don't want to reduce the quality of the videos. I just want to you know, shorten them bits up that are unnecessary. So anyway, you know, if you want to skip ahead, guys, go ahead. If you want to listen to me talking for the next few minutes with pretty much nothing happening on the battlefield, I guess we could talk about Rome too. Apparently they released Parthia as the first Eastern faction yesterday, which I thought was pretty awesome. I'm definitely hoping the next one will be the Seleucids. I will be most disappointed if the Seleucids do not make it, but I mean, I would doubt that would happen. The Seleucids are a very important and very big player in this time, and of course Rome had a big war against them, and of course there was that. I mean, I hope they put in Ptolemaic Egypt as well. I mean, they were, you know, that was a lot of wars between those kind of Eastern factions. I don't want to not see them, but apparently there's only going to be 8 playable factions. Apparently there's only going to be 8 playable factions, and personally I don't think that's enough, to be honest. This Rome had like 20, and it was great. I loved having that many options. I think they should at least allow us to use all the same factions that were in this Rome. I think reducing, I mean, okay, they're going to go into real big depth with each faction, that's great, but it's still only 8 factions. I think the more factions they have, the more different options you got. I don't necessarily like the idea of less factions. I mean, I can understand, I like the idea of going into more depth, but I mean, at least 15 factions. I mean, 8's just not very many, eh? You know, I mean, what about, like, you know, of course, Ptolemaic Egypt, and what else, like Scythia, and Dacia, Thrace. I mean, of course, you know, well, they've got the Britons, haven't they? The Iberians, and the Numidians, some of the Greek states. I'd love to see, like you know, just like as states to playable, like Sparta. I mean, some of the Greeks, he said, like the Achaean or the Aetolian League. I mean, I don't know what leagues or what times, but it'd be cool to see them there, wouldn't it, guys? So I mean, I hope they do have that, or they do have an option to use it in some way, shape, or form. So anyway, what's happened now is I've moved my forces down here. Infantry wise, Dahomey is way better off than me, but I do have a lot more missile contingents, and I do have better cavalry left on the field, and I do have better position. And he told me he wasn't going to come up and fight me on a hill, and I totally understand what he was thinking, so I said I'd come down. I do not like hill camping, and I do not like to do it. So I'm just getting a better position. But I mean, if you look at these Sacred Band, look at them, they're gold. They'll absolutely destroy my Silver Shield Pikemen in every level. But I really like Silver Shield Pikemen. I really like the Seleucid Empire full stop, which is why I'm hoping the next faction, I think there's only one more faction to be released for Rome Total War 2, and I'm hoping it'll be the Seleucids. And I certainly hope they're not. I mean, it sounds like Ptolemaic Egypt will not be in it. I mean, either them or the Seleucids, but I would sooner have the Seleucids, to be honest. I mean, you could, but, I mean, like I said, 8 factions doesn't seem enough. I mean, there's a lot of non-playable factions, but I reckon at least about 15 playable factions should be the aim of the game. I mean, there's plenty of, as long as there's a good full unit roster, I'd be happy with 20 units for every faction. So anyway, I'm sorry, got to get back to the action here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to condense my hoplites, not my hoplites, my phalanxes into extremely deep blocky formations. This is to basically just make the fight against these sacred bands, make them hold out longer. If they're in too stretched formation, they'll just get punched straight through. So if they're in thick formations like this, it'll be much harder for the sacred bands to get through them quickly. My archers are so exhausted they just can't keep up with the rest of my forces, and that's a nuisance. But I clean out the rest of some of his slingers here, and I'm not concerned about this. He's going after my archers, which is not a big deal, because it's taking his attention off his own missile units in my cav. And while this is happening, I'm going to use whatever archers I can to get round his flank, get flank shots. So now my cataphracts come in. If we look at this fight, I'm actually winning it, except for over here where I'm slightly outflanked. But that's because I'm going downhill and I'm in such deep formations. And now my cataphracts come in and I rout his men. But one for one, there's no doubt Sacred Band will absolutely annihilate Silver Shield Pikemen. But again, I had a better position and I had much deeper formations, and that's what happens. I made use of my superior numbers for each man per unit, and I increased the formation. It only works in certain situations though, but that pretty much ends Dahomey, so that's really good for me, because by killing all those sacred bands I got a lot of very high quality kills, which is extremely good, because I didn't probably have a heap of high quality kills, but by getting those sacred bands I get some very high quality kills, as well as adding all the numbers I already have on those other 2 factions I sort of knocked off, so that's really good. So I'm just going to pick up some more, pick up any of the routers I can, and that's pretty much the end of it, guys. But again with Rome 2, I really hope though that I read somewhere that it was only 8 factions, but I hope that's not true, because yeah, I don't think it's enough. Probably at least 15 would be good. And I'd like to see like the Iberians. They were very talented, and the Romans took a lot of their ideas for their army from the Iberians. So they need to be playable. Who else is there? There's different Gallic tribes. From what I get, they've only got the Arverni, but there's like the Ardui and various other ones as well, the Helvetii and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, if they're playable or just non-playable. I hope they are playable, or at least, some other stuff. But definitely something in the Greek city-states region, like Athens, Sparta or something. I know Sparta wasn't powerful at this time, but everyone loves the Spartans. They're still awesome. So you've got to have them to a certain extent. Well, I think you do. Just for the sake of having Spartans. Everyone loves them nowadays. But we'll see what we've got. What I like for Rome 2 might not be what you like for Rome 2. So, it just depends. In all honesty, I wanted to try and keep as much of the things that I can from this Rome, without it being... obviously I realise they're going to be really different, because they're really different, really far away in development and things, and years when they were done and all that kind of thing. And of course the Total War series has moved on since then. But I would really like to see a lot of the some of the features from this game, or the style of this game. I like to try and get it back into Rome 2, so that way you just sort of like, us real like Rome fans just sort of slide into Rome 2 like a glove. But I reckon it'll be more like Shogun 2 in all honesty. But anyway, it's just about the end, guys. Any second now. There we go. So this ends in a defeat, and I actually come out 4th. I have the most kills again, but I come out 4th. This one goes to Quintilius Varus. He did very well. Now the reason he did so well was because he beat those Spartans. They had no upgrades, but the Spartans are like, probably, I think they get the most valuable unit trait out of everything. That or Urbans. Actually no, the most kills go to Dahomey, not me. Look at that, he had 1611. He had 500 more kills more or less than Quintilius Varus, and he still only got 2nd. And I had 1,379. So I mean, very well done for you, Quintilius Varus. A well-deserved victory indeed. He did a very good job against the Greeks, and of course always a pleasure to beat those Spartans. I always enjoy beating them too. But if we have a look at my statistics, my Silver Shield Pikemen, they did well. I was pleased. My Archers, they did well. My the Silver Shield Pikemen got 127, that was good. My Cataphracts got 282 and 340, they did very well. My Scythe Chariots and Militia Cav took quite a beating from those chariots at the start, so they weren't the greatest. But you have to say that, I mean, look, Chubby, the Pontic player, actually got better placing than me. He only had 697 men too, but he came off quite nicely. He did a lot of damage to Maximus Decimus. So I mean, even with 1,379 kills and 96 men left, I still only got 4th. So I mean, quality really is important. Even with those sacred bands, I still wasn't what Quintilius Varus got with those Spartans. So yeah, I mean, sorry guys if you got sick of listening to me talk there, but I mean, I can't just go quiet. But anyway, that's a good game to Maximus Decimus, Chubby, to Homag. I don't know why you changed your name to this confusion. We started calling him Trachiosaurus because it just seemed cooler and easier. And Alcibiades, good game to you again. King of Sparta, nice game. And great congratulations on your victory, Quintilius Varus. Did a really good job. Thanks to the game Panda, although CWB, remember, is only 2 missile chariots. But anyway guys, an ATFFA are really fun, and thank you for watching. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon next time.